Yes, guys, I'm back. I'm back with another one. I'm just having a little look at BTC today, see what's going on. Seems like a lot of crap that's going on with Trump still. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know his head from his ass at the minute, which is causing the markets just to be very indecisive. We'll have a little look at BTC dominance. We'll also look at USDT dominance and have a little look at the trajectories that I predicted previously to see where we could potentially be going next. So yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. So I'm on BTC at the minute, and I'm on the weekly. As of now, even if you go into the monthly, we are on April the 1st at the minute. The monthly is technically still bullish. The only thing that is worrying me at the minute is if you look at previously where we were, that candle there and that candle there before we did have the big drop, we've got a very similar candle here, but that's not saying that it could continue down, because Trump could sneeze or fart and the next thing you know, the market does that. So like me and Andre in the group were just saying, there's a lot of people out there getting liquidated at the minute in these markets. And in CWP, we seem to be navigating fairly well the markets, even though we've got a lot of crap going on inside the markets with Captain Donald Trump. We also came into this area here, which is a low volume area, which I did point out. And that's the only other thing that is worrying me with the market at the minute, is the volume is still declining, and that's due to the fact that he's coming out with so much crap that nobody knows what to do. Everybody's confused at the minute and nobody knows what to do. So in the markets at the minute, them swing trades are not really there due to the fact that he comes out with so much plop. Nobody knows what to do. So even if you look here, if you look at that candle there, that was June 21. And then in July, it did start to come down that monthly, but then it did start to push off from there. On the weekly, that candle and that candle there is fairly bearish. It did hit the 50, I think that's the 50 or the 55 EMA, but at the minute we are trapped inside this zone between the 21 and the 50 or 55. I can't remember which one that is. So until on the weekly I see some, along these sort of lines, there's not really all you can do with BTC. Unless you're scalping, then yeah, you've probably got a few opportunities in BTC. Until that, really, there's not really much that you can do. We've still got this area that's a big area, excuse me, of consolidation that previously happened before. But zooming out, this is on the weekly. The volume is not really coming back yet. The volume is still moving down. So that's telling me that there's still not a lot of people that are really interested. Don't get me wrong, I've got BTC and I will be holding BTC. This is for the long haul for me. I'm going to hold it for about 10 years. It's going to be for my kids when they get older. So, like I previously said, I'm going to be DCAing in BTC all the way down. And I'm going to hold it and hold it and hold it. You know, I did point out before, consolidation, and then we have the push up. You know, we've got a consolidation there, and then we had the break in the structure on the weekly around this zone here. That was a break in the structure, and then BTC did eventually drop another 55% before we did rally off. The whole drop from the high was around 80%. So the whole drop from the high, if it is 80%, you know, you're looking at about 20k there. Like I say, I'm not saying, oh, it's going to 20k. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, looking at past cycles when we do go into a bear, you get some really nasty drops on BTC. So be prepared if we do eventually get that sort of drop. Like I say, at the minute, we are in a chop shop again. We're in uncertain waters. On the daily, we do have the 200 coming above. We've got the 21 and the 50, 55 that are now trending down. But we have had this before in here. The 55 or the 50 has never come under the 200 as of yet. And it's still not under. These are just guidelines, these EMAs. The guidelines, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I need to take that because that's done. They are guidelines. If we drop into a lower time frame, onto the 4 hour, yes, it has confirmed on the 4 hour the move under the retest, and then we did have a nice drop from around 98 around 22%. But it could all change. This is why the EMAs are just a guideline. If you have a little look at the guideline here, you know, a lot of people probably gone short there and got wicked out. You know, it is what it is. These are divergence on the James's indicator here. And that's why BTC has eventually, that was on the 29th. And then Monday at 1 o'clock, it did confirm it. And then we had a push up. So these are prior consolidation area there. Like I say, these are on the lower time frames. So this is where you want to be scalping, really. Getting some fun out of it. In effect, on the hourly, the EMAs have now confirmed underneath this price action, whereas before, you know, we had the 200 under the confirmation, whereas at the minute, and we have had it prior, this is why it's just only a guideline, where we have had this 200 above, you know, and BTC did finally take a shit. I'm still thinking for these big players, they want to be getting in BTC around this zone here, in this prior consolidation zone here. But there's a lot of volume there on the volume profile inside that zone. But the actual initial volume is still declining. So it's a pretty hard market to navigate, as you can see for yourself. You know, if you're having a look at that daily close yesterday, look at the closes, you know, they're indecisive candles. They're the sort of candles that are saying, I think I'll, you know, sit this one out. because I can't really see where the market wants to go. And that's what you've got to look out for in this market. Total 3 on the weekly. There's your trend in total 3. It has come back to the prior consolidation zone. I can't really confirm what we're going to do on this. The only time I'll really want to be confirming it is if we do come down, retest, and then go down. If we hold this, you know, then we have got a potential of coming back to these highs in total 3. What else have we got? We'll look at USDT dominance. That's what I predicted in USDT dominance. Right there. You know, there's 1 or 2 scenarios in dominance. USDT dominance. We either come above this trend and then we do fire off, coming up to these areas here, prior consolidation area. Or we do something like this, hit this zone, and then fire off again. You know, and you could see something like that. And then that will confirm above that trend. The best case scenario is this, down into that zone there. The worst case scenario is this zone here, where we could potentially come up to these areas before we hit it, and then hopefully do something like that. Till then, you know, we're in a zone of uncertainty. We can't confirm which way the market wants to go. So this is why me and Andre and Mr. B, another trader in there that's got his own journal, you know, we're trying to navigate the best way we can at the minute. And at the minute, it's hard to navigate this market. You got to be in and out of your trades as quick as you possibly can before the market decides to just turn on you. So dominance, you know, look at all the volume that's coming in here. You know, that's showing you that BTC is the dominant force in this market, and people want BTC. And it is going up. And altcoins are getting an absolute smashing through this. So there's not a lot you can do. If ETH, I'll have a little look at ETH. And ETH has come back down to this prior consolidation area here at the minute. You know, if we're having a little look at where it could potentially go, you know, you had your double top scenario there in ETH. You know, that confirmed a breakdown. As of now, where are we? Just getting a simple trend line in, seeing where we are at the minute. You know, that's your trend line at the minute in ETH. You know, which isn't looking too well, is it? You know, actually looking at that there, that's not looking too good. If we go back to prior times that we have actually had that sort of trend, you know, their prior times, we did break back up above it. You know, a little fake out for everyone, and then it came away. Since, I can't even remember what his son's name is, but Trump's son, since that guy tweeted, I can't even remember when it was. Well, it's had a 40% decline anyways. So we're around here when he tweeted. And we've had a 40% decline since he piped up. So, you know, be my guest if you want to listen to somebody like that. Because he's just another politician. And you all know what I think about politicians. They're absolutely full of it. Little volume profile in there. Is where all your volume is. We've broke up above it. Get a daily one. Have a little look. We are above the value area high at the minute. And that's not saying that we're not going to continue above. That's just telling me that we are above that value area high. And even looking at the main, you know, this zone here where we are, the consolidation zone, we're hitting the top of that zone at the minute. Where there isn't much volume. You know, the next point of control is around 1,881. So we could potentially be testing that at the minute. But as of now, if we just do a daily one, so Monday to where we are now, you know, that's your daily volume profile at the minute. General rule where the volume profile is, you want to be shorting at the top where we are. You want to be longing at the bottom. You know, and if you have longed at the bottom, you've had a nice 5% move. This area here, I don't like to long. So, not really something that I would have been interested in. But yesterday, that sort of candle there was a confirmation. You know, you could have took that long, got a nice 3-4% out of it, and away you go. Quick scalping and out. We'll go back to BTC. We'll go on to the hourly. We'll get a daily volume profile in to see where we are. Just having a little look at this volume. And same with BTC. We are above the value area. But, like I say, in this market at the minute, all could happen. You know? We've got news coming up this week as well, so that's just going to affect it as well. So there's not really much that you can do. Let's go through a few alts while we're at it. We might as well. Sui. You know, Sui's a good coin. Sui's a really good coin. I don't know what that was. That I just deleted, so I'll get it back. So Sui is a good coin. It's holding up above here. My initial thought at the minute in Sui on the hourly, I'd potentially be going long. You know, my stop's going to be below that zone there. You know, you've got one target there in Sui. And you've got another target there. So there's your two targets in Sui. I might take a long on that. Just due to the fact you can see bullish momentum. You know, we've not really had any confirmation that it wants to drop. That could be a potential nice long. Dropping into the 5 minute. You know, these are your areas of interest up in there. I wanted to really get long a little bit earlier than that, if I'm being honest with you. But, you know, there's your potential long on the 5 minute in Sui. Also, just going into the daily. This zone down here. Let me just take off some of this crap, man. Keep them in a minute. You know, we have dropped below this support resistance area on Sui at the minute. But there's also an unfilled on the daily fair value gap there. You know, price generally does like to fill the gaps. You know, it's just having a little look here. Filled the gap. So that could be a nice long in Sui at the minute. See where we go. We'll have a little look at that next time I'm on. You know, we can't always be right. We're trading, you know, probabilities in this market. It doesn't matter if you're right, you know, because, you know, even the bigger players can be wrong. You're just trying to navigate the best that you can. Sol seems to be holding pretty well where it is at the minute. You know, this area here is a clear supporting area in Sol. So dropping into the hourly. Zoom it in. Let's have a little look at Sol. But then again, you know, like it all depends on what BTC wants to do. You know, you're getting a lot of accumulation in Sol around here. So it wouldn't surprise me if it wants to push, take out all these late shorts up in these zones here at around 130. And then potentially dropping back down. Atom, same sort of scenario. You know, that candle there, showing you that players that were here previously are still here. You know, and Atom went up 5%. On the daily, let's have a little goosey on the daily. There's one thing that's worrying me, is these daily candles. Compared to that daily candle and that daily candle there, you really want to see something like that or that. You know, you want it, you know, once it's taken out that, which it did, it took out that liquidity there. You know, they're your zones to be going long. Liquidity, big buy back inside there on the 11th of March. You know, and you got a 30% move. It did take a while, 11th of March to the 22nd. So 11 days you'd have been holding that trade. MKR, another really good coin. Let me just get rid of these volume profiles at the minute. You know, MKR took out that liquidity, got bought back up quick, but that was a little bit of a fake out. You want to be seeing a candle that's, you know, dominant over the other candles, like this candle here. You know, that candle there were dominant over the rest of the candles. Selling pressure did not come back in. So even if you'd have longed at the top of that candle, yeah, you got a 4% drawdown while waiting. You know, and it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days before it did eventually rocket 70%. So that was the 11th of Feb to the 27th of Feb. You know, you've got to look at these dailies, these daily candles to see, you know, are we bullish, are we bearish? I'll tell you one I want to look at is AVE, whatever you want to call it, AVE. You know, that there, you know, you could start to be having a long in here. But we are downtrending. You can clearly see that from the tops in December. You know, we took a fairly big drop in AVE. You know, which is a fairly, you know, it's like 70% drop from them highs. Prior consolidation area, we're in that at the minute. We're in that zone. We're in the accumulation zone right now. Let me get a new volume profile in here. You know, we're at the value area low. You know, if that candle closes fairly bullish, potential to come and take out these highs. But, you know, like I've said, that'll be a 1 or 2. Like I've said, at the minute, Trump could sneeze and the market's on its knees. You know, in a click of a finger. So we're just trying to navigate the best way we can. And I think that's everything I'm going to be going through at the minute. Sorry about the white screen. Let's have a look at what news is coming in at the minute. When it loads up. You know, it's like this here, the tariffs. You know, we've got the tariffs here. And he's saying he's going to put temporary tariffs on it. Friday, high impact news. Thursday, not really much high impact news on Thursday, but the high impact news is coming on Friday in these zones here. You know, previously that forecast, you know, that forecast there is fairly good for crypto. That's level. That's good. That's level. You know, if it comes in at about 3.9 or 4, you know, markets are going to skyrocket. If it comes in at 4.1, we're just going to end up chopping again for a while. That's just how it is. If we go back, having a little look in March, see where we're at. March, you know, that probably didn't affect it as much. Did we have any more red folder news in March? Look, you see how the fund rates were just exactly the same. And this is why we're just chopping around at the minute. We're not really doing much. Anything a little bit further back. Look, Trump speaks. It's a red folder. Just because he's speaking. Hourly earnings, that would a drop. Forecast were 159, previous were 120. You know, that were decent as well. Unemployment was higher than expected. Core PPI was lower. You know, on the 12th of March, we had core PPI which were lower. So if we go to BTC, the 11th of March, look, core PPI were lower. BTC went up 7% just through one little bit of news. So keeping an eye on that news is a good thing to have in your locker. That's it from me anyways. I'm going to get out of here. I've got a lot to do. I've got converting my attic and got other things to do as well. So I will be back with another one. I'll try to get another one at the end of the week, hopefully, if I've got the time. But like I say, converting my attic's going to take a while. Don't forget we've got links for CWP, Premium and the free chat. It's going to be in the comment section below. We've got James's Baccarat indicators. We've got Slim's bots, all inside the Premium. And we've also got Buy Me a Coffee link down there. I've also got a bluffing link. You get discount when you do trade on there if you use my link. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. And I will catch you in the next one. Happy trading.